those eggs are exposed for about 6 weeks, really. First 2 weeks, the eggs are just left alone. They're being laid basically about one a day. She'll sit for 4 solid weeks. She'll get off a little bit to go and eat something, maybe get a drink of water once a day. But for the most part, she's sitting on that nest for 4 weeks. And so you just think about what's going on in a 4-week or 6-week period of time, how many things may come nearby or whatever. And so if they don't have good cover, that nest is never going to survive that 6-week period.
Well, I was actually out hunting on one of my properties, and I came across this nest. The hen had happened to jump off of it when I was walking by, and I just decided to look around, and I found the nest up on a mound of dirt in the middle of a block of timber.
If you don't have openings, they will nest in wooded cover. Usually it's going to be like near a bush or next to a fallen log or something like that that provides that cover.
This property, it's basically just a big 100-acre piece that it was logged years ago, so it's grown up with some undesirable trees, invasive trees, but it's just very thick. And the habitat is just mainly timber and cedars, but there's no grass, there's no fields. The nest was just in a great position with 2 big trees near it. I figured it'd be a good opportunity to put trail cameras up and just kind of see what she does on a daily basis. You hear a lot of hens, they sit on a nest for 28 to 30 days, but in reality, what happens in the meantime? You know, does she leave? How long does she leave? And I just kind of wanted to get an idea of that down to the detail, and hopefully be able to educate people by learning what I see on video. You know, she's being watched 24/7 on surveillance. I had 2 trail cameras I set up, and I figured it'd be a good opportunity.
But the key to their successful reproduction is habitat. They've got to have good nesting habitat and then good brood rearing habitat. And the closer those 2 are together, the better, because a hen nests and then she's got to move those poults as soon as they hatch into some area that would be good brooding cover.
She chose an area that, believe it or not, there's a logging road 10 yards behind her, behind this camera. You can't see it, but that's how I found her. I walked my logging road in and I busted her. So it's just 100 acres of timber. That's it. I've created a few food plots, but it's a work in progress. So her options were so limited. She has 100 acres. She has an urban area on one end, so we have houses, people. She's not going to go over there. The other end was a large estate, for example, and that person, that landowner, they cut clean. It's manicured property, okay? There's no overgrown areas. It's big, large timber, so no understory can even grow. So she chose the best option, in my opinion, would be the timber. She found something thick. She found a mound in the timber to bring her up above. You know, she was higher than the forest floor, so she could see around. But all in all, you know, she chose a poor place. By the end, I thought maybe she had already hatched and they were probably gone, so I went back to retrieve my cameras and my cards. She would have an armadillo come through almost every night and harass her. She'd do great, she'd push the armadillo off. I've seen multiple possums come through, and then I've seen a couple coyotes through on the videos that came through, but somehow, some way, they didn't smell her, didn't see her, which is incredible to me. And then a lot of deer, believe it or not, a lot of deer would come check her out. Obviously, the one raccoon that did find her seemed to be the end all. All in all, the wild turkey, the odds are so far against them. You know, everything loves to eat them, and their habitat is being reduced daily. So, you know, trapping is going to be a great factor. Think about when you're farming, you know, be vigilant on when you're gonna bush hog, and you know, keep an eye on what you're doing, and see what's in front of you in the tractor at all times. And always, you know, leave them as they are. You know, don't bother the nests as we do our fawns. You know, if you see a baby deer, let it go, let it do its thing. The mother's not far. But all these factors will benefit our wild turkey populations. If we can help our small populations, the large population, the whole state is going to benefit from it. If you're a hunter and you love to hunt these game species that we're talking about, you know, get out and try to trap. Get out and work on your habitat. You know, think about edge feathering. You know, if you got a field, don't cut straight. Don't bush hog right up to the woods.
If you're able to, and not everybody's able to, you know, they've got cut hay or whatever, but if you're in a position where you can wait to, you know, if you're bush hogging something, just kind of maintain it, then bush hog it in the late summer or fall, and wait and give that area a chance to be good nesting cover. And when you bush hog it the next spring, it's probably going to be good brood habitat. So, you know, maybe every 3 years you bush hog something, and you kind of in a mosaic, we call it, or, you know, kind of parts of it. Each year you mow part of it, and so then what you'll do is stuff that's 2 or 3 years old is going to be good nest cover. Stuff that just got mowed is going to be better brood cover, and then it'll be right next to each other. So you kind of created all that in one piece. The driver of turkey populations is really reproduction, and so populations survive or die by how well they can reproduce.
If you want to benefit your hunting seasons, in the summer, it's a great time to let wildlife do its thing, and don't manicure all your property. Let it grow up, because that's what wildlife needs.